Hi, welcome to this video. You might ask yourself, why don't my renders look attractive or realistic, even if I have good models, textures and lighting? In this tutorial, I'll answer that and show you how to make your renders look realistic and cinematic using camera tricks and composition nodes in Blender. So, stick around until the end. If you're interested in learning the latest 3D techniques, particularly in Blender, be sure to subscribe to the channel. In the previous video, I've explained how to add a realistic lighting to the scene, and I've introduced some techniques, and I've created this lighting on another type of dinosaur, not this, but the techniques I've used look like this project. Now I want to add camera and render the scene. So I'm using Eevee to render because it's real time and I can see the results instantly. Here press Shift A and here add a camera to the scene. I have many cameras. This is my camera I've currently added. Here I need to change its position. If it's not working, changing its position using the mouse, you can press the N key and go to the view and active camera to view. Now you can easily change the camera position. Now I need to find a good angle. For example, this. Actually, I need to go to the camera settings, and here in the viewport display I need to increase this value to make the borders black. Alright, now I need to change the focal length. A value between 40 and 60 is good for cinematic shots. Alright, this is good. And now let's compare it with this focal length, and as you can see, it's not as good as the previous version and it's not too cinematic. Let's change it to the previous value. Alright. Now I need to activate the depth of field, which is necessary for rendering these kind of projects. Activate the depth field, and here I need to adjust the distance and also fsub. Fsub, we can say fsub is the intensity of the depth of field. I've explained depth of field in detail in the tutorial here that you can watch, and also the link is in the description. Now let's adjust the distance. Alright, this is good. Alright, and also I need to increase the fsub, which will reduce the strength of the depth of field effect. For example, 7. Alright, 7 is good. As you can see, we have depth field effect here, and let's compare it. It's beautiful. Alright, camera is done. Now I can go to the render, and here I can manage the color. Here the AGX has been selected. You can go to the filmic. As you can see, the contrast and brightness are different. Or Chronos. Chronos has more powerful contrast and colors. You can watch the detailed tutorial on the Chronos system here, and also the link is in the description. But anyway, I will use AGX, and I need to adjust gamma and exposure. For example, 0 for the exposure is better, and gamma need to be reduced. No, 9, 0.9 or 0.95 better. Alright, good. Now I need to add composition. Let's open a compositor window here. And as you can see, the only thing that I have is a result image connected to the composite and viewer. I can see the compositor results in real time when I active this. In the compositor section, I can activate always or camera. I can see the composition result through the camera or anywhere. I will use always. First, I want to add a background because I don't want to make the background black. And here I have background. I will drag it to the scene, and this is the background I have. It is good. And here I need to add a alpha over to the scene and connect this result and also the image to the alpha over, and connect the result to viewer and composite. And as you can see, the result is beautiful. But I need to scale up the background because as you can see, these areas are not supported. I need to add a scale node here and select 1.2, for example, 1.2, and this is good. The background is important, and as you can see, my background is proper for this environment and this render. Next, I need to add a glare node to add glare and bloom effect to some areas, for example this or this, which we have more brightness. Glare, and here right, we have many types of glare. I will use bloom, and I need to adjust the size and also the highlight. For example, lower threshold gives me more distributed brightness. I need to increase the size and reduce the threshold. This value works. Next, I can add a contrast brightness node here to adjust the contrast from here. Press N to hide this section, and I can control both of the contrast and brightness here. 0.2 is good for here, and this is good. Another important node, very helpful, is lens distortion. We'll add a cinematic view to the result, and here I need to activate the fit and increase the dispersion. For example, 0.03. As you can see, we'll add a cinematic view to the scene. Alright, good. Next, I need a vignette effect which will add black margins to the image. I need to use a node called ellipse mask. Press Ctrl Shift and left click to preview it, and as you can see, a black area and a white area, which we need to multiply this black area to the final image to add black color to the result. I need to change its height and width, and here. Alright. Next, I need to add blur effect to it using the Gaussian blur. And here the type of Gaussian has been selected, and here I need to increase the X and Y. For example, 20 and 20. It's low, good, but this value works well. Alright, now I need to mix these two nodes, the final result and the ellipse mask together. I need a mix color, but I need to change the operation from mix to multiply. The best operation for this kind of effect is multiply, and connect final result to the first pin. And here I need to press the Ctrl Shift click, and also I need to connect this to the composite. As you can see, some black margins have been added. Let's compare it with the previous result, and the black margin effect is beautiful. I can even increase this value to add more blurriness effect, and this is good. Alright, this is the final result, and it is completely real time, as you can see, and we can achieve better quality with Cycles render engine. Also, if you have more ideas and if you know other methods to add realism to the renders, you can say in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and feel free to share your questions and ideas in the comments.